the home of the black and gold. WYGM Orlando. WJRR HD2 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. We are FM 96.9, The Game.
Fox Sports Trending now.
The Broncos say quarterback Peyton Manning will spend a week or more in a walking boot and then rehab on the foot after that. Denver will work out Christian Ponder on Wednesday. The Browns demoted Johnny Manziel to third-string quarterback. The Rams are hopeful quarterback Case Keenum will be cleared to practice tomorrow. Baltimore claimed QB Jimmy Clausen off waivers. Miami claimed linebacker Quentin Coples. The Bears, Matt Forte and Alshon Jeffrey, are due to play on Thursday night. Notre Dame is down to number 6 in the new college football playoff rankings this evening. Clemson and Alabama are still 1-2. Oklahoma is up to number 3. Iowa is now number 4. In college basketball, early second half, number 2 Maryland trailing Illinois State 41-37. Halftime, number 1 Kentucky up 40-33 on Boston U. About to start up the semifinal at the Maui Invitational with number 5 Kansas against UCLA. I'm Steve DeSager.
We are Buckmore.
Northbound on the 417 between Boggy Creek Road and Lake Nona Boulevard, an accident has closed down the roadway. You may want to use Boggy Creek southbound to northbound Narcoossee and then back onto the Greenway as an alternate. Westbound on the 408 is stop and go from Conway Road to about I-4 due to a crash blocking your left lane. And watch out for a crash westbound on the Beach Line between I-Drive and I-4, this wreck blocking your right lane. See traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Tip Line, 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Catherine Davis.
Are you looking for a fun experience on the water with your family? Bring them to the Orlando Water Sports Complex, located off Highway 528 near OIA. The Orlando Water Sports Complex provides an experience you won't soon forget, featuring cable wakeboarding, as well as the Super Air Nautique G23, the world's best wakeboarding and wake surfing boat for guests to enjoy. For more info, visit actionparks.com. That's AKTIONPARKS.com. And tell them Full Court Press sent you.
Broadcasting live from the Victory Casino Cruises studio, this is Orlando's sports leader, FM 96.9, The Game, an iHeart radio station.
We're all born with the blues, whether we want to admit it or not. Though you'll truly experience the blues from a different yet very unique perspective when you visit Yippee-Ki-Yay Blues. At Yippee-Ki-Yay Blues, you'll experience some amazing sounds from aspiring, talented musicians in the blues genre. Be sure to download Yippee-Ki-Yay Blues Android app from Google Play Store and get wired to the Rattled Beach Show on Friday nights. Blues on. YippieKiABlues.com.
January 23rd. The wait is over. Destruction, mayhem, and excitement return to Orlando's Citrus Bowl. Metro PCS, Circle K, Budweiser, and your Southern Ford dealers present Monster Jam. The biggest Monster Jam superstars collide in Orlando with all the carnage and chaos that you can handle, including Gravedigger and Max D. And super value seats are still just $15 now at Ticketmaster and the Amway Center box office. Additional fees may apply. All seats $5 more a week of show. Monster Jam, January 23rd, Orlando Citrus Bowl.
Okay, here we go, people.
This is The Herd.
Where are you again?
With Colin Cowherd.
It's better when the coasts and the glamour cities are kind of cool. Yeah, I don't feel bad saying that.
We show the great players every week for a reason. We don't show Sacramento that often. We don't show Indiana. No disrespect to those cities. We show the Lakers, and I'm not sure why, because of Kobe Bryant. And the Lakers are awful. You know, they got mad at me because I said they were the 4th best team in California when the season started. And I told them, and I feel bad for Kobe. I do. Because the movie, when you've been a great player, the movie always ends the same. And nobody beats Father Time. And I hate to see him struggling. And I feel bad because the rest of the team around him is really nothing to write home about. But this is the way it ends for everybody.
Charles Barkley joining us, Hall of Famer.
Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at noon on FM 96.9 The Game.
Looking to expand your reach and following in all platforms of media? Need a jumpstart in expanding your brand to all markets across the world? Sofo is here for you. Sofo means something for everyone, and they help expand your business through all platforms of media. Need to grow on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Their experienced team expands your brand and puts your business in places you would have never been before. Call Sofo at 407-607-9862 or follow Sofo LLC on Instagram and Twitter.
Have you ever given a gift or done a favor for someone that didn't express appreciation? It probably didn't inspire you to give to that person again. But if we're honest, we'll admit that we all fail to say thank you. Do you thank the folks at the dry cleaners when your shirts are ready when promised? How about saying thanks to the person behind the counter at the fast food restaurant? Or the people in your office who do things for you every day? Everyone likes to be appreciated, to hear thank you for things they've done well. Why not use Thanksgiving week to say thanks to the people who help you day to day? And while you're at it, thank God for all His blessings in your life. This is Bryant Wright expressing my thanks to you, all of our listeners, and most of all, expressing thanks to God for giving us His Son, Jesus Christ.
In our busy world, it's easy to forget the common courtesy of saying thank you, but it's such an important phrase, not just to make someone feel good, but also to help remind us to actually be thankful. Visit rightfromtheheart.org. We'll be thankful you did.
Listeners, now I know you've heard of this up-and-coming brand Hoop Culture, which is headquartered right here in Orlando, Florida. But here's something that you didn't know. They are opening a flagship store in Fashion Square Mall, downstairs right in front of the movie theater. That's right, the brand that has brought you the iconic Eat Sleep Ball design is bringing their streetwear brand to retail. Stay ahead of the fashion trends. Go visit them online at hoopculture.com or follow them at Hoop Culture. Our listeners save 30% off your next order. Use the code RADIO at checkout.
He loves to talk sports. He also loves to mow the lawn in short shorts. You know, to taunt the babes. Mike Bianchi, weekday mornings on FM 96.9 The Game.
Yeah. Here we go, yo. Here we go. Here we go, yo. One time for your mind. You know we ball all day. Yeah. Just know we talk ball all day. Welcome to the Full Court Press. Full Court Press. We got Danny Thompson on the mic, so just chill with the sound. Ball all day. Yeah. Just know we talk ball all day. Welcome to the Full Court Press. Full Court Press.
We are back for hour number 2 of Full Court Press, sponsored by Sofo LLC on the new 96.9 The Game. I'm your host, Danny Thompson, checking in with you tonight with my main man, Paul Myers. Yo. And Mark Johnson.
What up?
And for the next 15 minutes, our good friend Zach Oliver, the editor of Orlando Pinstripe Post, is here talking everything Orlando Magic. So check in with us, 407-916-8255 if you're in Orlando, or toll-free 800-729-8255 if you are nationwide listening to us on iHeartRadio. So, Zach, interesting week with the Magic, and so I'm going to let Mark start it off. Mark, go ahead and go.
Okay, I do have a question. Something came across that I seen the other week that Orlando tried to offer Evan Fournier a contract of $32 million. Not sure how many years that was for, but wouldn't they want to offer this contract in the summer before he took the court?
Well, I mean, they did. You know, they offered it before the November 2nd deadline. And to be fair, Evan struggled in the preseason. So, you know, I don't blame him for not signing that deal. I mean, I was telling Danny earlier that I thought that his value going into the season was probably around that 3, maybe a 4-year deal for somewhere between about 30 and 40 million, so about 10 million a year. The way that he's playing right now, I mean, he's the best player on their team, period. And I don't think that you can even debate that. Scott Skiles has raved about it. He's played defensively. He's leading the team in scoring. He's making plays for his teammates. So Evan's been phenomenal. He's going to get a big payday this summer, and I think that the Magic kind of lowballed him. I know that they, according to a source that I talked to last season, they went into negotiations with Tobias Harris and only offered him $9 million per year. And Tobias's camp rebutted and wanted about 13. And then, of course, Tobias ended up getting $464, I believe, this offseason. So we saw how that worked out for him. Evan's doing the same thing. Good on him.
All right, well, Zach, I know you have something that you want to get off your chest a little bit. What's going on with the Magic's lineup changes?
Yeah, so last night after their game, Scott Skiles kind of alluded to the fact that their starting lineup has issues, and they need to make a change. And I don't think that it's just one player that is going to come out. You know, to be completely honest, the only 1 or 2 guys that have really earned it are Evan Fournier and Tobias Harris. You know, Tobias' scoring may be down, but he's doing a lot of little things which are helping the team. I just talked about Evan, and he's been phenomenal. Everybody else you can make a case needs to go to the bench. I think I think for starters, Elfrid Payton needs to go to the bench because he's just been bad, plain and simple. He's shown more of a willingness to shoot the ball, but he's still taking a bunch of bad shots and he's missing them. He's not getting his teammates as involved. He's not attacking the rim and getting to the foul line enough. It's an issue. Nikola Vucevic, who coming into the season I think a lot of people thought was the team's best player, has been bad too. I mean, his defense is better, but his rebounding numbers are down. His scoring numbers are down. I know he had the knee injury, but he just hasn't had a lot of energy lately, and it's been affecting the team. So I wouldn't be surprised if coming out tomorrow night we see a lineup of something like Victor Oladipo point guard, Evan Fournier shooting guard, Tobias Harris at small forward, with Channing Frye and Dwayne Dedmon rounding out the starting lineup. When Vooch was out, we kind of saw a lineup close to that, and it really worked. That was probably when they were playing their best basketball. Dedmon gives them a lot of energy and can get them off to good starts. Channing Frye spaces the floor, which they desperately need, and that's why they brought him in last season. And look, I understand that he had a really bad season. I think a lot of that was because of the knee injury that a lot of people don't want to mention happened, apparently. So let's just bash Channing for one bad season. But, whatever. They could also start Aaron Gordon, who Aaron's been okay, but they need more. He's the fourth pick. They're still waiting for him to tap into his full potential, and he just hasn't. And it's a problem. So this team has a lot of issues. I don't think they're that good, to be completely honest. I think that they're pretty lucky to be 6-8 right now, and they could easily be 2-8. I mean, they should have lost to the Lakers. They got trounced by the Kings on Saturday night in an absolutely pitiful performance. I mean, Danny was there, and
it was bad.
It was terrible.
Now, do you attribute any of this to Scott Skiles?
No, I do not.
So you think it's just the team's effort?
I think that's part of it, but the thing is, the way that Rob Hennigan has built this team, he has a lot of guys who are known for their defense that aren't very good offensively. I mean, their best offensive player is probably Tobias Harris. His scoring numbers are down. Evan Fournier's are up a little bit, so that's kind of evening out, but they don't have enough shooting. Mario Hezonja is not ready to play consistently and contribute. They're not playing Channing Frye enough, and even when he's out there, he's okay because they're still putting him out there in situations where he can't, succeed. So what do you want him to do? I think that Scott Skiles has done a fantastic job. He's gotten the most out of this team, and they've gotten better on the defensive end like they needed to, but they just don't have guys who are good offensively. That's their problem.
Here's the question. Now, at this point in time, Nikola Vucevic really has not played much in the second half of the last couple games. I mean, we were there Saturday. Boogie was doing was just pretty much working him in the game on Saturday. The game before, he was getting worked by Karl Anthony Towns. Didn't see the floor in the second half. Last night, only played 25 minutes. He's looking to Andrew Nicholson. He's looking to Jason Smith. He's looking to Dedmon. At this point in time, Vucevic's stock is starting to get lower and lower because he's not playing defense. Zach, in your opinion, if it continues this way, is it time for somebody's organization to make a phone call?
I mean, I think that somebody will probably get on the phone and put a feeler out there, but I don't think the Magic should trade him. His defense hasn't as much been the issue, except for that game against Karl Anthony Towns, where Towns was just phenomenal. I thought that Towns was probably the best player on the court for 3/4 of that game, and he was great. I mean, that kid's going to be really special. But for the most part, I think Vooch's defense has been fine. He's not impacting the game in the other ways that he was. His score, I said it before, his scoring's down, his rebounding's down. If he's not doing that and not knocking down that mid-range jumper consistently enough, you have to consider, knocking his minutes down and getting a guy in Jason Smith, who I thought the signing was not the best. I thought that they could have probably used that money better, but Smith has been possibly even their best big this season. He's playing really good team defense. He comes in and Scott Skiles trusts him. So I don't know what you want out of Vucevic if he's just not playing well. I mean, I still think he's hurt too. And he alluded to this when he came back. He wasn't 100% yet.
Well, this week for the Magic is a key week since they're at home.